Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm just going to show you folks a few ways you can actually create and use that paparazzi CSV file manually for those pieces that you actually have miscellaneous, whether it's through a hostess reward, whether it's through a trade, or these are pieces that maybe you want from freebies. Whatever it is not something you probably ordered or you're still trying to catch up on your inventory. So remember, I have 3 videos out already. One is going to be how to upload and use the paparazzi CSV file. The second one is actually how to locate and find paparazzi stock photos. And the third is going to be your organization inventory management. Those are really good videos to look at to kind of make sure that you understand fully this video, which is going to kind of give a nice summary and snapshot of how to do things a little bit more manual when you have all those miscellaneous pieces around. So before we get started, I'm just going to show you some of the things that we're going to use. So those videos are helpful, like I mentioned earlier. The systems we're going to use today is I'm going to show you a manual CSV file. The second thing is I'm going to show you the paparazzi stock photos as to how I gather those photos. You can do the alternative way of actually taking your own photos as well. And the third system that I'm going to actually utilize is, or the thing that I'm going to show you is your jewelry. Okay, so I have 3 pieces here of my jewelry, and they all have different codes because I do code my items, remember? So, and that's just so I can go to those pieces and fulfill them. My organization inventory management video talks about that. Each piece will have that particular piece in it. So for example, any of these specific bracelets, which are called Fairy Tale Sparkle in your blue, will be here. So I only have 1 of these in stock, and that code is 175. So I have my jewelry piece. It has the name. We're also going to go over a piece that actually doesn't have a name as well, which I have here as coded as 61. You can see that I took a picture of it earlier because I don't actually have the name of it. If you don't have the name, that's going to be a little difficult to find the paparazzi stock photo, but doesn't mean that you can't, okay? It's just might be quicker just if you take your own picture. Just my honest opinion, okay? So we're going to deal with basically 2 different situations, one without the name and one with the name, okay? So let's go ahead and head on over to my actual CSV file, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And I'm going to share my screen over to that file. And once again, this is going to be a template that I actually utilize to input all my manual jewelry, like all that miscellaneous hostess rewards, winnings from your actual sponsor, trades, you don't have those probably purchased on your website. Even if you do, you can, like, let's just say I purchased jewelry, this piece, I purchased it from my paparazzi website 5 months ago, right? And it's pretty much just sitting in a box right now. Because it's not on my Shopify store. You can do the same method and utilize this, okay? Maybe you're catching up on your inventory. So I'm gonna just go over the different columns really quick. Like I said, you have more of an extensive video in that CSV file one that you downloaded from Paparazzi, but we'll just kind of go over it right now. So in this first row, which is row 1, you'll have all these headers, and that's what Shopify uses, okay? So handle is going to be, and I'm going to A2, the A2 field, it's going to be the actual name of the piece separated by dashes. That is required, okay? So Tasteful Tassel Multi, if you actually look at the name of this piece, right here is called Fairy Tale Sparkle in blue. It actually shows you, so what you would type in here, and we're going to do that together, is Fairy Tale Sparkle in blue. And the reason why that's just a unique way of putting it in Shopify that makes it distinct from any other products. The next is title, and that's going to be Tasteful Tassel Multicolor Earrings Paparazzi. That's just an example, but that's what we're going to name it. It'll be Fairy Tale Sparkle Blue Bracelet, okay? I always love to have that, this first line, row 2, just kind of reminds me of what needs to be added in. The body, so when we gather this stock photo in Paparazzi website, we're going to gather the description of this piece as well. I put the headers in red that we pretty much don't need to change. You can just leave it as is. So the vendor will be Paparazzi, the type is jewelry, and those you have to remain as the same. Now, friendly reminder, row 1, you have to leave it as is. Handle has to be spelled like this. Title has to be spelled like that. So do not change anything. The body and HTML in the parentheses, don't change it, just leave the header as is, okay? The barcode we're going to get from the Paparazzi website. The variant inventory policy, so like I said, this is red, you're going to leave it as deny. The variant fulfillment service is manual, so if you're actually shipping, you're not using a ship station or some type of shipping service besides what's kind of manual, right? Like either pirate ship or through Shopify, then you want to set these settings exactly how I'm saying it. The variant price is $5 unless it's like your fashion fix, which obviously would be $20 if you're selling it in a set. Your Z necklace is $25, for example. Cost per item, you purchased that $5 piece for $2.75. Whether you purchased it or not, just put it in there. This is not a required field, but it actually does some analytics in your Shopify store. So I highly suggest you put that in there so it does some type of calculation. Yeah, you didn't buy this, say you just won this from your sponsor. Yeah, you didn't buy it, but you can't sometimes, honestly, you can't tell if you got it for free or you bought it. So it's actually just good to put it in there. Don't, if this is too confusing for this column, just weed it out. Just take it out, okay? Highlight J, right click, and then just say delete, and it'll move it away. Exactly what it did, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and undo because I want to keep that column. My tags in my original video for the CSV file, it talks about how to build your collections in your Shopify store based on tags. So we won't really go over that, but if you want to for the time being and you're playing a little catch up, all you have to do is just separate it by columns. So this is once again, this is a bracelet. It's blue. It has rhinestones, if you want to call it bling. It's a cuff bracelet, it's silver. So those are all things that you can put separated by a comma. If you have your Shopify collections built based off of tags, which if you go back and watch my video, you can do that. But if you do that later, you can still put them in by commas. When you finally build your collections in this near future, it'll calculate it for you. So I would suggest doing it so you don't have to do it later on. It's just a lot easier, okay? The variant SKU is going to be the number that you have to it. So for this particular bracelet, it's 175. That's what I'm going to put here. You could have bracelet like B100. It's whatever you code it to be, okay? The inventory quantity, I only have one left, so that'll be 1. And my variant inventory tracker is going to be Shopify, so leave that as is. Now I left these 2 columns O and P because image source and image position is going to be something that you could use, but so when I show you the 2 different ways of getting your photos, okay? So let's get started. I'm going to just start on line 3 and then I'm going to delete line 2 before I actually save it, okay? So once again, we're going to go, let's see, actually, let me go over to the Paparazzi website so we can gather our photos, okay? So we remember that this said, what was the name of this piece right here? Fairy Tale Sparkle Blue. It doesn't need to be spelled exactly the same way because you know how Paparazzi, they love to name their names all different spellings and all that great names that they name it. It's pretty cool and very creative, but you do need to make sure that you spell it the same way that they do on the package, okay? So let's go over to my Paparazzi website. So your Paparazzi website will look normally like this. If you go to the home page, you just want to go to a product, okay? So let's just go to shop. Scroll down, you can go to any category, any product, it doesn't really matter, and just click on a product, okay? You can tell it says monochromatic magic brass. This is the name of the piece here. But if you actually look at the search bar on the top, it's the website. Right there at the end says monochromatic magic brass. It's separated by dashes. This is what we're going to use to search for this piece, okay? So now that you're kind of in that format already, you're just going to take out monochromatic magic brass. Just take it out. And right after that, / you're going to put that name of the piece, Fairy Tale. This is how it's spelled, dash, sparkle, dash, blue. That's what you need, okay? You can hit enter, then click in that search bar again and click enter again. You need to click enter twice. Don't tell me, don't ask why, I just don't know, but it's just you have to click it twice, okay? So it's like it needs to search it twice. In just a few seconds, this piece will pop up with all your stock images, as you can see here, which we're going to just click download since I'm talking this out and it downloads for me, as you can see there. But I have access to the name of the piece, which I can manually type as well. I have access to this for the description and the product code, also known as like the barcode, okay? So those are the basically the things I'm going to be pulling off and putting in my CSV file, okay? So I got all the things I needed. I downloaded my file, and I will show you one other method using column O and P if you want to do it that way, okay? So let's go back over to my CSV file. So I'm going to go ahead and just type it on line 3. Like I said, I'm going to delete line 2 after this. And this is going to be fairy tale. Let's see, fairy tale dash sparkle dash blue. Jump on over here. So it's going to be fairy tale sparkle blue. And this is where I can be a little bit more descriptive. Cuff bracelet. I always put paparazzi at the end. If you want to put your store, you can do that as well, like Shine with Aloha. Here I'm on the body. I'm in column C. I'm in the body right now. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Now, when there's usually a space between, it makes it a little bit more difficult to copy it into your CSV file. So honestly, I'm just going to go with this right here, the first paragraph. If you want to try to play around with it a little bit more to see what it comes out, that's fine as well. I'm going to go ahead and in that field, right click, and I'm going to click on paste. Okay. So now you can see I got that whole thing, but don't worry. Like I said, when I go to the vendor and type, it's going to write over that. I'm just going to copy from the top instead of typing it over again. The barcode, I'm going to go back and grab that barcode. Optional as well. You don't need the body. You don't need the barcode to proceed, but it is a little bit more, it is a lot better when your customers shop your website that you have all those things, right? It's just something to consider. I'm going to keep the 5. I'm going to keep the $2.75. This is a $5 piece. Now, this is my tags that I already have built with my collections. So I'm starting off with bracelets. It's going to be cuffs. It's going to be blue. It's going to be diamond. It's going to be silver. Those are all the things that I have already built as collection. Okay. Let's see. And then the varied SKU, once again, is going to be 175. That's the name of the item code. That's the code I'm giving it, 175. The variant, how many I have, the quantity, I only have 1. And then once again, Shopify is what I'm going to put in. So O and P, this is O and P is going to be used. If I didn't download the photos, you can still download the photos. But if I'm not going to download the photos and manually put it into Shopify, this is another way to do it. Okay. So this is one photo. I like to use the model. If you right click that picture and you click copy image link, go back here, and then in the actual image source column, you're going to click in that field, right click and click paste. That's the actual photo for the model wearing the jewelry. The image position, which is column P, will be 1. That's, you want that model, you want that first picture to show up on your website first, so you're going to name it 1. If you want the second picture, okay, you're going to have to copy the handle, put it on the next line. Okay, then you're going to also have to copy the image, which we're going to go ahead and grab that from the next page. So this is the image right here for the model not wearing it. I'm going to right click, copy image link, go back on column O in image source. I'm going to paste it. And that's the number 2 image. So now in image position, I'm going to make it number 2. You don't need any other information on this second line for that piece. You just need to make sure the handle's there, your image link is there, and the number that you wanted in the order. Okay, so if there was 3 pictures because it's a necklace, just make sure that your handle is there, your new image link for whatever piece it is, and the number 3. Okay, simple as that. So we are going to use that. Like I said, I downloaded the picture. So if I upload my piece into Shopify, I can still move upload my image from my downloads folder. But using O and P is another way to do it. So this line 2 is not part of my inventory that I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to just take it out for this purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and click delete. Okay, so right click and delete. Okay, now I want to show you one more thing before we proceed. And that's if you do not have the name of the piece. That's very common, right? When I started, I did a vendor show, got rid of all the names, the packaging, right? So now I have all these pieces without a name. Still fabulous. You can still sell it. It's just that if you want it on your Shopify store, I'm going to show you a way to do it. Okay. So you don't have the name of this piece. It is a fuchsia diamond, has some bling ring. Okay. You can try to search for this on Google. You can do whatever you need to do to try to get exact. But honestly, I just want it on my website, and I'm just going to be descriptive as possible. Okay. So I'm going to put fuchsia diamond ring right there. I'm just gonna leave it as that, okay? And that's gonna be my same header, my title, diamond ring. People shop by eyes, right? So like I said, even if you named it like that and that's not the actual name for paparazzi, it's okay because people use pictures to shop. You don't need a body in this description, but if you wanted to put paparazzi ring that is stretchy, you can put whatever you want, to be honest. And ranges from sizes 6 through 10 for women. Your paparazzi vendor and type is still going to be paparazzi jewelry, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. You don't need a barcode, so just skip over it. Deny manual 5 and 275. They're all going to be the same, so I'm just going to copy it and paste it. So this is where it's going to be rings. It looks pink. It's diamond. It's silver. And I can put stretchy as well because I have all these collections in my store. I do have a code here. So for this ring, it's 61. So I'm going to put 61. My inventory count is 1, and I use Shopify for it. Oh, I don't have an image link for this, but that's okay. Because guess what? I can leave those columns blank because I actually downloaded this picture. It's going to be right there. I just took a photo of it. I know it would take me too long to try to search for this ring. That's just my honest opinion. But guess what? Another thing to consider, if you have another ring like this that is a different color or metal and you know the name of it, now you know how to search it on paparazzi. And just make sure you put pink. This should probably be pink, okay? Instead of the green one that you have the name. So I'm going to leave that blank because that's not required, okay? All I have to do is click on save, okay? Because this right now, it's called template manual with the name. That's just my lingo that I use because I have several different CSVs that I use. I'm going to go over to my Shopify store now because I have my pictures and I'm ready to rock and roll with my business, okay? So I'm in Shopify, I'm under products. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on import right here. Anytime you're importing a file, that's what you would do. Add file, don't click the overwrite button on the bottom left. Just leave it as is. Now, when I saved it, and this is in my downloads folder, you want it basically easily and accessible. This is the file that I'm gonna choose. Remember, I clicked save, okay? It says the latest and greatest info on that file, okay? So I'm going to click open. I'm going to click upload and continue. Once again, this box right here is just saying if I already have this piece in my store, I'm going to overwrite it. I don't want to do that. I'd rather duplicate it so my quantities are at least separate. So don't click this button. I would highly recommend not doing that. I'm going to click upload and continue. And I'm going to see that I should have 2 products in here. There's my 2 products. I should have 2 SKUs and 2 images, which was for my bracelet. And then I'm going to manually download this one when I show you guys, okay? It's literally going to take 3 to 5 seconds for each product to upload. So we're looking at 6 to 10 seconds max. It should be done anytime soon. It's done. That's how fast it was. Now I'm going to just sort my products really quick. Just a heads up, I get an email as well. If you have your settings set up, I get an email that my Shopify import just went through, okay? I'm going to sort this. So on the top right, you're going to see sort. I'm going to sort it by created newest first, because then I get to see anything that I just created and uploaded, okay? So there's my fuchsia diamond ring. It doesn't have a picture because I'm going to manually go into it. And there's my fairy tale sparkle blue cuff bracelet paparazzi with my image. Woohoo! Simple as that. Now, remember the status, it automatically made it active because I told it to do so when I put all that information in the CSV file. My inventory is only 1. That's all I have. There's my jewelry type. So let's just go into this fuchsia diamond ring. I forgot to put paparazzi in the title, so I'm going to manually go into it. I want to put paparazzi at the end. Like I said, you can put your store as well. You can make any edits you want to here as well, okay? So there's your paparazzi, but what I want to do is actually put that image in there. So I'm going to add file because remember I downloaded that image. This is that ring that I put. I'm going to click open, and now I will have that picture of that ring here for my customers to shop. Make sure you click save, and that's good to go, okay? I'm going to go ahead and back up. Now, before I actually move forward, one thing, there's my picture. One thing I want to make sure that you do is after you upload your pieces, I'm going to click on the ones that I just uploaded, which are these 2, and I'm going to make sure all my selling channels are on. Click those 2 that I just uploaded, click more actions, and click add available channels. Shopify defaults all these to be checked, which I want them to be sold anywhere, right? If you don't, just kindly unclick it. But I want them sold anywhere, so make sure they're all highlighted and selected and click make products available. That's one thing that you have to do manually when you import it, okay? Obviously, if you don't have the photo right there, you're gonna have to manually touch it too. This is another catch-all. If you wanted to put more things in the description or the actual title, you can do that as well. I do not need to do anything else for the Fairy Tale Sparkle bracelet because it's all done, okay? Everything is there, but just showing you what it looks like. Remember, I told this to be number 1 for the model wearing it. The second picture is gonna be the actual piece itself. So that is pretty much in a nutshell of how to do it manually when you're using a CSV file, using paparazzi stock photos, or you're taking your own pictures for your actual pieces. I did cover everything in that aspect. One thing I want to just really show you before I disconnect is when I go back to this file, it has the saved pieces right here. You can easily just keep it like this. So when you're ready to upload another 5 pieces that are all manual, you have the package, but like I said, this is all older jewelry. You can now overwrite it, you can delete it, and all you're gonna do is just click save again. You don't have to rename it. All you have to do is just keep reusing the same template and overwriting it, okay? So just remember to delete all this old stuff. Like I said, I like to leave it just to remind me what actually goes here. But as you continue to do it, you'll just remember, okay? So I hope this helps. Don't hesitate to ask any questions if you have any, okay? Be blessed and have a great day. Aloha.